All
And why
right.
did you end up?
So, we're about to look at a dating show, and this dating show is called Pop the Balloon. I think it's called Pop the Balloon, or at least the concept of the show is you'll have a male or female walk into a group of the opposite sex, and you'll have about 10 on the other side where they'll have balloons. And if they're attracted to the person, they'll leave the balloon filled with helium. And if they're not attracted to the person, they pop the helium out of the balloon because they're not attracted to that person. It's like a modern day. It's like a spin on Tinder dating, except it's in real life. Um, I personally don't watch the show. I don't watch it, and that's simply because, and this goes with just about anything. For me, if there are more than five black people involved in something, whether it's entertainment, whether it's a job, whether it's anything, I'm not watching it. I'm not watching. I won't even work a job with more than five black people. Why? Because, man, niggas keep up so much mess. Now, unless it's a Christian black person. Now, if you got a good Christian Bible-filled black person, I don't mind being around five or more of them. But these ghetto niggas, these Kamala Harris Democrat niggas, these baby mamas, these baby daddies, these young thugs, these Kevin Gates type niggalectuals. I can't be around it. There used to be a show come on TV called Wild 'N Out with Nick Cannon. I never watched that shit. No, they just be on there just acting like a bunch of buffoons, rapping and cussing and carrying on. The women can't keep their clothes on, getting the titties out and twerking and all. Man, I can't be around black people more than 5 seconds. I love black people to death. And I don't mind helping black people. But boy, keep that nigga shit away from me. So on this show, it's going to detail just how bad black women are. And, I said I was going to start on this channel. I'm going to start doing woke dating. If you remember, if you're a long time subscriber, you remember we used to do woke dating whenever I was single. And, I would go through different Tinder profiles and select the women I wanted to be with and then hit X on the women I didn't want to be with. I actually found a relationship, believe it or not, through doing that about 2 years ago. Now the relationship went to complete shit. It went to complete shit. I got to do a video on that. Man, I got with that big fat whale. The girl ended up breaking my heart. Now I'm hateful and resentful because of what she did to me. But I'm glad I went through that experience because it taught me a lot about women. It really did, because prior to that, the relationships I had been in, well, kind of kid-like relationships. This was probably the first serious relationship of my adult life that I just got out of a few months ago. And it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot. But nonetheless, we have the Pop the Balloon show. The Pop the Balloon show. And in this clip on this show, we're just going to see how bad black women have gotten. And I know I always talk about it on Woke Progressive. I always talk about how bad black women have gotten. And, I post these videos. But it just never fails to amaze me. It never fails to amaze me. Just the lack of morals, the lack of shame, the lack of decency, and just how it's normal at this point to just have bad morals as a black woman. And this is the group. Every black woman, every single one. And this is not disparaging black women. This is not a call to hate black women. This is a call for action, for black women to change. This is a call to action. It's not hateful. It's just true. Black women are absolutely and utterly out of control. Unless the one caveat to that, I said all of them, the one caveat is if we're talking about a good Bible-based Christian black woman. Now, you have some black Hebrew Israelite women that are pretty good. But other than that, man, the pickings are just slim as I don't know what. If I used to be totally against interracial relationships, and I still am in large part. I still am against interracial relationships. But notice I don't talk about that as much because we have to fix our own problems here in our community before we stop telling people to run off. Even though I'm still going to tell you coon ass, sell it ass, in a relationship niggas that you're wrong. It's still black genocide. But I'm coming to a point where I kind of understand. I kind of get it. Now I wouldn't do it, boy. I can, woo, boy. I can't. I can't be around white women too long. They smell funny. It seems like they got them little thin lips. I'm not a racist. I promise you, I'm not a racist. But them white women, they got them thin lips. It seems like if you kiss them, you ain't doing nothing but kissing a mouthful of teeth. Seem like you're just kissing a mouthful of teeth. But I'm rambling. I'm rambling. Let's get to how bad black women are, and we looking at the Pop the Bloom dating show.
And why did you end up popping your balloon for Brian?
Hey, Brian. I love the way you speak, but for me, it was the pants. I don't like the pants too tight. I'm kind of ghetto too, so I like them a little loose, and that was just it for me.
Okay. Now wait a minute. All right. Now the reason she popped her balloon wasn't that bad of a thing. Okay, tight pants on a man sometimes looks weird. Me personally, I don't really go for the tight pants like that. I like regular fitting Levi's, but that's totally reasonable coming from her. That's a totally reasonable reason not to be attracted to someone. I get that, but look at how she's looking, boy. Got her titties all out. Wait a minute.
You
34.
Got her titties
34?
all out. Wait a
How many?
minute, baby. Stop talking. She got her titties all out. Look, back in the day, black women used to have decency. At some point in the black community, it was understood if, as a woman, you don't go out with your back out, your titties out, your stomach out. These women nowadays have no shame. And they wonder why men pump and dump them. They wonder why they encounter so many men who they meet. The man has sex with them. He gets them pregnant. And what does he do? I used to say it all the time. That nigga runs off to Milwaukee or Chicago. Man's not interested in taking care of those kids. Why? Well, sweetie, you advertise the wrong products. Okay, as a woman, you don't advertise titties. You don't advertise your butt. My booty, as a black women call it. This is every non-Christian black woman, every black woman who doesn't watch Woke Progressive. On their Facebook, on their TikTok, on their Snapchat, on whatever social media has at least one picture or at some point in their lives has posted a picture with their butts out. Okay, they're twerking. There is just some weird obsession with black women and butts. I never got it. Okay, it's nice to see a voluptuous woman from time to time, but this obsession that black people have with it, especially the women, I can understand the men, because it's just in a man's nature to be really attracted to women. So I get it from me, but why are black women this hypersexual? It's not normal for a woman to be hypersexual. Now, it's not normal for a man to be hypersexual, but like I said, it's kind of in our nature to be predators, to go for the chase. It's not natural for a woman to go out advertising her titties. Oh, look at my big voluptuous titties. I'm going to have them out in front of everybody. Oh, and I'm so surprised now that I'm a baby mama. Now give me sympathy for it. That's why, I hate hearing politicians when they say, oh, we're going to do this and we're going to fund single mothers. No, don't fund that bitch. Let that bitch suffer with her consequences. It's like this college tuition shit. Yeah, I knew one girl. She wanted help from the government. She was a single mother and a college graduate. She was on food stamps. She wanted the government to give her more money every month for her food stamps. And she wanted the government to forgive her student loans. Look, bitch, these are two bad decisions you made. Didn't nobody tell you to get a degree in the fine arts? Now you're not able to find a job. Now you want the American taxpayer to pay off your debt. Now you want did nobody tell you to sleep with that nigga that's not going to take care of his kids? He got you pregnant and he ran off to Milwaukee or Chicago. Now you want us to take care of your kids. No. When are we going to start talking about personal responsibility in the black community? When are we going to do that? All right, I'm sorry. Let's get to some more of this Pop the Bloom.
But for me, it was the pants. I don't like the pants too tight. I'm kind of ghetto too, so I like them a little loose, and that was just it for me.
Okay. How old are you?
34.
You're 34? Mm-hmm. How many kids you got?
I got 3.
You got 3?
Yep.
How many baby daddies?
I have 3.
You got 3 baby daddies.
I
Okay.
should have said 0. Because it's just me.
You gonna lie to the public?
No, I have 3, but it's just me. I'm a single parent. There's no man in my life.
No man in your life?
Nope.
Why is the
My
reason
boys.
for there no man in your life?
Well, my first child, his father passed away, and the other 2 are nowhere to be found. So, what can you do?
They do you like that? What's wrong with them?
Something. Only God
Or
knows.
is there something wrong with you?
Possibly, but I think I'm just fine.
I think you're just fine as well.
No. No,
I'm
baby.
just fine.
No, baby. That
I think
bitch
you're just
ain't
fine as well.
Thank
that
you.
ain't fine.
Right.
That-
But to say
wait
that
a
of-
minute. These niggas love talking over me. That ain't fine. If you a woman, you got 3 kids by 3 different men, baby, let me tell you something. The men are leaving for a reason. She said she had 3 kids. The first baby daddy died. You are literally killing niggas. You are literally killing. Something is desperately wrong with you. And I would surmise, even if the dead nigga, even if he was alive, he wouldn't be dealing with her. Now, I told you, we saw how this woman was dressed. You as men, you have to pick up on the red flags. Now, you're going to see a red flag in almost every black woman, because of how bad our culture has gotten. But the red flags were, this woman is a whore. She's a whore. Because most women, by the time they have 3 kids, 3 different baby daddies, their mindset is, look, I'm gonna sit down somewhere. I need to focus on taking care of kids. I need to focus on this. I'm putting the dick down. At some point, a real woman understands it's time to put the dick down. It's time to start having some personal responsibility for myself, taking care of these kids. Forget a man. After you've had 3 go-rounds with 3 different men, and you've brought 3 different children with 3 different men, and you're still not with either one of those men, baby, it's time to sit down and do some soul searching. However, in the black community, because black women have been convinced that they somehow have some type of magic. They call it black girl magic. Because they have some type of mysterious black girl magic, they don't have to take accountability for anything. They don't have to be responsible for anything. They can have many kids with many men as they want and never have to answer for it. Have the government still take care of them. Have the government still take care of all their student loans. Have you pay for all of that. And then have the audacity to go out and have these high standards for other men. Oh, I got 3 kids by 3 different baby daddies, but I'm turning you down because your pants are too tight. Where was all this discretion when you were sleeping with all them niggas? Where was all that discretion when you were having all running around, thotting it all over the place, having kids with all these men? Where was this discretion then? Absolutely and utterly ridiculous. And you see, she got kind of mad when he was, going about that line of argumentation, that line of questioning. They don't like to be questioned. There is something wrong with most of these women. No accountability, a complete lack of honesty. It's a cultural problem, folks. It's a cultural problem. Let's look at some more of this.
I'm just fine.
I think you're just fine as well.
Thank you.
Right. But to say that a 41-year-old man is disqualified because of his pants,
You're 41?
I'll be 41 in September.
Okay, because I was like, I thought you said 40.
I'll be 41 in September. That's coming up.
I like it. It's okay for you. It's not my style. With everything going on, I like the pants to be a little baggy, that's all.
Where you from, love?
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Yeah.
Okay. How long you been out here?
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Let's go on over here. If we can have your name and age.
I am Venusian, 39.
And you said Venusian? And what do you do?
I'm a TikTok creator manager.
Cool. And why did you end up popping your balloon?
I'm a free-spirited woman, so having to check in with somebody like they are my parent is something that I don't
That triggered me, boy. Boy, I can't stand no free-spirited bitch. I can't. We'll see it in the clip. Well, let's just go on here and say it.
subscribe to, so that's why I popped my balloon.
What do you mean check in like they're your parent?
The way that you were discussing how somebody needs to constantly, when we're out and about, to text or call and check in. That's something that I don't subscribe to, so that's why.
You hear that? I told you. No accountability from these women. That's why most black women end up not getting married. The overwhelming majority of black women end up not getting married. It's because of these free-spirited bitches. It's just common courtesy, whether you're a man or a woman in a relationship. If you're out for a few hours, if you're out and about, it's common courtesy to text or call, check in with your lover. Hey, baby. I've been at the amusement park. Well, I don't know why you'd be at the amusement park. It's kind of weird. Hey, baby. Now I'm hiking. I'm going on a hike, baby. I'll be back home in a couple hours. Hey, baby, I'm still hiking. That's just common courtesy. But these free-spirited women, because they've been convinced that they have some type of black girl magic, they don't have to be accountable to anybody. I'm not beholden to a man in any way. When that's completely what, at the bare minimum, that should be expected from a woman in a relationship. Why would you want to disappear for hours at a time, so maybe even days at a time, and not check in with somebody? Why would you look at that as a problem? They call themselves free spirits. You see a lot of black women do this. They call themselves free spirits, but there is nothing free at all about this. These women are actually imprisoned. They are imprisoned to the demon of feminism, the demon of hoism. They are a prisoner to their depression because that woman with all the 3 kids, with 3 kids, 3 different baby daddies, you don't think that's depressing? Laying your head down every night, knowing you a hoe, knowing you such a hoe. That 3 men have, you've given birth to the kids of 3 different men, and none of them want you. One of them died so he could get away from you. It's that bad for you. And, this is triggering in a lot of ways because, my ex-girlfriend who I met on Woke Dating, she was very much so like that. Oh gosh, this is a whole video breakdown I could do about that. But, she was one of these free-spirited women going out to the clubs, sleeping with a bunch of different men. Now, at least these women are attractive and doing it. The girl I was with, man, that girl, I ain't lying to y'all. That girl was 500 pounds. I promise you I'm not lying. The girl was really 500 pounds. She didn't smell good a lot of times, but boy, it taught me some. Men will just sleep with anything. She would go to the club. You should have seen how them men was trying to sleep with that big old fat girl. It made me mad. I said, I get it. I'm a little bit fucked up in the head. That's why I'm with her. But what is the excuse for you niggas? What is your excuse for wanting this big fat woman? But, I don't want to sound mean. That makes me kind of sound resentful about the relationship. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of am in a couple of different ways. But it's triggering because this is really how a lot of women are. It really is. And then she said something about, what was she? A TikTok creator manager. That means unemployed. That's not really a profession unless you're working for some really big TikToker, which is a possibility, but I highly doubt it. That's not really a profession. What she's talking about, she's friends with somebody that has a popular TikTok channel. She ain't making no real money from it, but it sounds good. A TikTok creator manager. Ain't nobody never heard of no silly shit like that. That ain't no real profession, bitch. Stop lying. So look at some more of this.
Call and check in. That's something that I don't subscribe to, so that's why I pop my balloon.
Okay. What do you do?
I'm a TikTok creator manager.
TikTok creator manager? For what company? Or is it for yourself?
It's for TikTok.
For TikTok?
Social media.
Okay, social media?
Social media agent, yes.
Okay, how many kids you have?
I have 2.
How many baby daddies?
2.
2? Okay. So you didn't think after the first one that you wanted to marry the next one?
No.
No? Okay. I was just asking because for real men, that's what matters. Your first one is given. Your second one, the mistake is on you.
Oh, is it? Well, there's
That's definitely
circumstances
right.
under why I got
That's
pregnant,
definitely
but
right.
that's nor here or there, and that's
Yeah,
not
but
what I'm
you-
here for.
Okay, definitely. You're a beautiful woman, though.
Thank you.
But I respect your answer.
Good answer. Good on him. And did you see how when she gave that clearly what was a bad answer? 2 kids by 2 different men. Not a good thing. That's obviously not a good thing. The other one, he called her out. What did he say? After the first one, you think you get some sense. Or he says some variation to that. But he's right. He's absolutely right. Even though, I don't like the nigga with all the tattoos and, he just looks kind of thugged out. But, even a thugged out broken clock is right twice a day. It's common sense. You don't think after the first one, after you fucked up with the first one, that your second one you'd at least go for marriage? And did you hear her dismissive response? Her response was incredibly dismissive. And it goes back to there is absolutely no accountability amongst these women. And we see the coalition of this gynocracy, the coalition of the bad guys, if you will, or the coalition of the bad girls, if you will. Did you notice how when he gave his response that, basically beckoning her to responsibility, calling her to responsibility, how the other women started popping their balloons, suggesting that, how dare you hold a black woman accountable? This is the coalition of the bad girls. Because what you notice is a lot of these women that have this spiritual spirit of Jezebel, that have this spiritual rot, they're spiritually rotten to the core. They tend to stick together. That's why you see women like this oftentimes are engaged in lesbianism. They engage in things like threesomes, because Satan is never just happy with one. He's got to get the whole, and he's got to collectivize that whole. He's got to gather up that whole and bring them all together so they will be a force to be reckoned with. This is why I'm constantly speaking out against the Kamala Harris campaign. The Kamala Harris campaign is the coalition of hoes. It's the coalition of the bad girls. It's the gynocracy coming into full respect, coming full circle. It's a coalition coming full circle. And they plan to wield the power that they get through the executive branch and wield power to prop up their hoism. That's what this is. None of them are holding each other accountable. None of them are calling them out. And that is why it is so incumbent upon us as black men to not only not vote for Kamala Harris, but also vote for Trump. It's very important. And it's also important that we start calling this type of behavior out. We stop sleeping with these women. We stop glorifying this kind of behavior. People say, well, don't bash black women. Well, maybe it's time to start. If we haven't been bashing black women, then maybe it's time to start. Because with the proliferation of this type of behavior, can you imagine if we've gotten this bad now? We see the rampant homosexuality, the rampant transgenderism, the rampant violence, the rampant crime in our community. Can you imagine what will happen in our community in the coming years if we allow this gynocracy to continue to destroy our community? Let me know what you think about this video in the comments section, and remember to like, subscribe, share, and as always, stay woke.